If you're anything like me, you won't not like Wild King. Does that make sense?
Don't not like Wild King. Sure.
But if Wild King isn't for you and you're sitting there all biscuit-arsed and purse-lipped, arms crossed in an impotent rage that I'm looking at more of them, you'll be pleased to know that it looks like the line is dying a death. Reports are saying despite strong sales, it's unlikely we're going to get more out of the Wild King line. That's how the world works these days, folks. Success is no guarantee of success. There's a few recolours on the way, but that might be it for this frankly incredible little line. The good news is we've got quite a lot to look at today, because if we're going out in style. I am glad that Wild King decided it was going to speedrun the path to their edgelord era in just 3 short waves of toys, with Nemesis Prime and Shadow Megatron being our next larger releases. I suppose the writing was kind of on the wall, with your first releases being Optimus Prime and Megatron, and then your next 2 are essentially the same toy again. You know, it never bodes well. Still, time to take this smooth with that rough, as these 2 are extremely charming. You'll know if you're a fan of my channel, and God knows who isn't. I love a dark repaint of Optimus Prime, which is exactly what Nemesis Prime here is. Now, we did review Optimus already, we won't be going into huge amounts of depth here. All the good stuff, it looks great, it feels robust, and the bad things, it's lacking in leg articulation, the limbs come off easier than I'd like. The truck mode's a little bit awkward, but it's simple, and it's a fun means to an end as we connect them to their energy beasts. Nemesis comes with the new energy beast, Lava Muleta. You know, I'm glad they didn't just name these beasts after existing characters, you know, like Horrible or something. Part of the charm here is that these are new characters with their own names to forget. As ever, the bodies are pretty similar to their energy beast brothers, but the individual head sculpt really works. A nice cocky vibe to this one. We get this axe weapon, the fire energy symbol, and the bullhead on the shoulder there, from which you can remove the horns and use as stubby little knives or some other kind of ornamentation, you sicko. Transforming swiftly but confidently into their bull form, and yeah, I like it. I hope we do get more of these. I want a zebra and some kind of monkey. Getting them into their arm mode, we can connect to Nemesis, and this is cool. The gimmick remains as fresh and fun as the first time, which is good because we're going to do it all again with Shadow Megatron. I am similarly a sucker for dark Megatron repaints. I have been since animated. This is no different. I dare say this is preferable to the original Megatron colour scheme. It's a basic toy like Optimus, but this benefits from the more interesting colours. Same pros and cons as Optimus, with a much worse alt mode, which I do not like. It refuses to grow on me, like a lot of things have, except parasites. Megatron comes with Frost Sabre. I really like this colour scheme. It's an alternating light and dark blue with gold highlights. So chic. The head sculpt's really familiar. Where do I know this face from? It's great, whatever it is. Like Ignite Leo, we get this kind of big cat arse sword and an aqua energy symbol and a sabre-tooth tiger head on his shoulder. We can remove the tusks. Are they tusks? No, they're teeth. Stop commenting now! And we can use them as weapons too. Versatile. He's a cutie in his beast mode too. A bit of a mournful expression. He must know this line is up for the chop. Ah well mate, can't be on top forever. I mean, look at my viewing figures. Attached to Shadow Megatron, you can have the time of your life. Maybe. Depends on the kind of life you've had up until now, but I'm having a good time, at least. Here's the 2 of them all tooled up, but it's good that I'm not being hit with the "oh my god, how much did this all cost" panic, or the melancholy of completion. I just think these are great, and they make me smile. Okay, those were the last 2 releases in that size class, but you know what? I would feel bad if we really didn't talk about Sky Report. If only for the sake of both a neat resolution and that one person in the comments who keeps mentioning them. Sky Report is so cool, they got a whole wave to themselves. That's how I'm framing it anyway. I think despite my lack of love for our avian friends, they are perhaps the nicest looking of the energy beasts. I really like that green, the copper, the gold highlights. That nice eyes wide shut mask they have on is great, coupled with a lovely winged backpack. They'd give Tom Cruise a night he won't forget. We've got a shield rather than an offensive weapon, so I can relate to Sky Report being a coward, and with his leafy energy symbol, he's a looker. Maybe not my favourite beast, but the prettiest for sure. And I wish I could say the same for his alt mode, which is a bit of a garbled mess, but not awful. It's still clear what's going on, and the beast head is great. We even get to use them as a backpack for the Optimus Prime combined mode. A great toy, worth having. Jeez, this could have been a video on its own, couldn't it? Why did I decide to do this on one video? It's going to get seen by the same amount of people as if I did a 2-minute review of a fucking Beast Wars pen or something.
I know.
But we have a commitment to celebrating this line, so let's move on to the main event. Now, the first thing you'll notice about World Dragnus is the box is more metal than Rob Halford eating a donut. Incredible stuff. Immediately we see there's a lot of options on the table here, so much so this lad comes with 2 different sets of instructions. See, if this was Hasbro, they'd have printed everything on this big A0 poster that you'd have to hold like your dad driving to Seaton Sands that one time. And they'd print it as dark purple lines on a black background. Here, everything's clear and useful. Now, the first incarnation of Dragnus is clearly taking a lot of cues from RID Megatron's design, which never gets any love, so I'm all for it. Big dragon claw thigh highs, what's not to enjoy? I really like the gold chain motifs, and there's a nice techno-organic feel going on. Legs, torso and forearms can all come off, and we get some wings on the lad as a prank. The large articulated dragon neck and head go on the back too. Like Optimus and Megatron, there's this little sort of crown. You can fire that onto the dragon head for now, I won't tell anyone. There's also 2 sword accessories that I wish had some additional paint detail, but they're still pretty swish. Unlike the other Energy Masters, Dragnus is a little bit more robust when it comes to articulation. The chest plate also comes off, but you don't need to worry about that right now, okay? An impressive big boy, and we can get him into his first transformation without much fuss. First we're bringing that head over, rotating the forearms into some T-Rex style appendages, before spinning the legs out and giving him a bit of a squat. Put the swords together, pop them where the sun doesn't shine for a deadly looking tail. Now it's definitely goofier than the other 2 Energy Masters, if you can imagine that. But I do love it, a thing that can wear its influences on its sleeve, but use a new gimmick to its full extent. It rides that balance between diabolical evil and just being very cute. Packed in with Dragnus are 2 Dragnite soldiers. I went to a Dragnite, actually. Will this be as much of a laugh? The first thing you might notice about these designs are, and I don't mean to be crass here, they are cool as shite. Beautifully designed head sculpt and a colour scheme to both soothe and melt your eyeballs. They get a winged backpack with cool gold chains in that, just a big old dragon head. It can hang off the back, or if you're cool, like me, you've got some sort of over-the-shoulder cloak motif. Both of these lads are identical, so it's nice to have some options to mix it up a little. I kinda hope these 2 would perhaps look similar but have different alt modes. Similar to the G1 clones, but they're still great fun. Also, each has a tail section you can use as a lance, or if you're really nasty, plug them into the chest, since they don't have any elemental energy symbols. This is just how I express my personality. Each can, if you really give it your all, turn into a kind of dragon thing, similar to Sky Report. It's a little less awkward, I mean not much, but it's more streamlined with the lance becoming the tail and that big long neck. The mouths don't open, but come on, don't be like that. They can also be used as winged backpacks for the other Energy Masters too. Now keep this to yourself, but if we pop the legs off the big dragon lad, transform the Dragon Knights into their limb modes, fold the dragon feet out like so, we can attach them to the main body. Get the Dragnite dragon heads on the shoulders and extend the wings out by clasping these on, and there you have the full extent of World Dragnus in their ultimate beast mode. A big triple-headed wonder of a thing. So much going on. It's fun. I always have a great time putting this together, and it feels like a step forward, or at least away, from the more traditional Transformers Energy Masters we've had already. Sure, that can't be it, you say, but there's another whole set of instructions here, folks. What else can we do with this big menace? Okay, let's get them back to the base robot mode. We pop the forearms off, get them on the back, so we can get the Dragnites on as big massive boxing gloves. Remember the crown from the dragon head? Attach that to the robot head when in this form, which is a neat look. And once you add in the other stuff, the dragon heads, the lances, the wings, and get those swords in for good measure, that's a toy. That is a toy, isn't it? I mean, you can't even say it isn't. You'd look mad. You can swap the arms for legs in the robot mode too, and the swords can even be held in one hand. A belter of a thing. I love the stature of it, the proportions, it's wonderfully strange. It scales quite well with the other combined forms too, each of them being around, well what, easily more than double the height of a Schleich Ice Tiger, if that helps you measure it up in your mind. The instructions describe how this interacts with Megatron and which pieces do what, and I'm not going to go into how it all works, but look at this. Megatron as tooled up as you can possibly get. I mean, you can do the same with Nemesis Prime too, but it would feel wrong, so I won't. But isn't this just marvellous? I love Wild King. I think it's exactly what I needed to cheer me up when a lot of what's on the shelves just refuses to squeeze my fruits. Outside of the ultimate mode, even just chopping and changing parts, being creative with it, making your own combination of energy beasts, it's such a fun line and I'm gutted that it might be ending soon. And if it does, just know this, it's probably your fault. Bye.